Hey, how's it going, guys? Ancient Rune here, back with another Borderlands 3 build video, and today I'll be going over my Dark Army Moze build called Drone Mother. This build focuses on maximizing the damage of the Dark Army, which is one of the strongest SMGs in the game. When you empty mag reload, your Dark Army drones will start shooting elemental damage bullets based on the element of your gun, as well as just dealing increased damage in general. The drones benefit from your gun damage and fire rate you have when they are spawned, and then keep that damage. We then use some Moze stuff to make the Dark Army work on Moze, even though it's not a splash gun, just because Moze and Dark Army are that great, so combining them makes it even better. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The save file will be found in my Discord, which is linked down below, and I hope you guys enjoy. Alright, so to show the setup for the Dark Army, it's a lot easier on Moze. No weird swapping stuff as much. I'll go over what everything means afterwards, but you of course want to make sure you have your Dark Army. You're going to want to make sure your guns with your Dark Army and what you're swapping from is low ammo, since we're using click. I don't know which one it needs to be to benefit from the gun damage for the Dark Army, but we have that going there. We'll just go down into the combat, so Cub will be able to blow itself up. We'll go like this, activate our action skill, and then be moving and swap. Now you just want basically a bunch of kills to get up kill stack, and then swap away again and swap two, and then you have the kill stack gun damage stacks, and then you're just going even better. All right, and for the gear, first we're going to have the Dark Army, of course, but you're going to want it in cryo to benefit from superior firepower, giving the cryo bonus damage. That's why we have this here, making it better than corrosive. And since we're gonna be mainly just using one gun, even though this build could swap pretty easily, I like to just keep it in cryo, and we have shock and fire going elsewhere, which is basically kind of covers everything. You're gonna want to have kill stack. This is so we get reload speed. Moze doesn't have reload speed, which really sucks, so we have the Dark Army with it, and then you're just gonna swap it when you have good stacks, as I just said before, just to keep the damage going up. I'd say probably a must-have unless you have reload speed elsewhere from gear, because you can't get it in her skill tree. And then you're just going to want 3 other cryo guns. That's just so you can benefit from Harmonious Havoc. Does not matter what guns they are as long as they are cryo. And then we use a Revolter, which is like never used on Moze besides with like flame stuff, and even then it can be kind of meh and usually just for the fire rate, but this is used for the fire rate and the bonus element. Since the Dark Army is not splash, we do not have constant uptime on our fire and skagdan, which is a huge bonus element, which is usually why other bonus elements are not worth it. And then we have short fuse is the only way to apply fire in the skagdan here for good damage, which is still great, but short fuse has an internal cooldown and is only a chance, so you have that going on. So having this bonus element can be pretty nice for all the other shots that do not happen there. The parts don't really matter, just any action skill start one. I went Vagabond just so I can have some good movement speed when my shield's full. Probably only gonna happen when out of combat, but that's fine. That's usually all I ever need it for. Don't really need move speed for survivability here. And then I use a Hex here. Hex is just like the best general all-rounder grenade for Moze. Can apply dots, can heal amazingly for rush and offensive, and then also has a great time with keeping up door cross promotion, because it actually has a hidden duration and is not just a chance, but it's a chance to activate that duration, and the Hex is good at keeping that up and resetting it. I do have it as radiation just for some rad explosions. I don't know if they're doing good damage here. I'm hoping so, since I do have superior firepower going on, but if it's not, that's fine. You could also use a cryo one for getting another point in Harmonious Havoc or another stack of it, which is also really good since we can't get Revolter with it. And then I'll use a Flame. Flame is really only here for Revolter. That fire rate is a lot. It is a mult to your fire rate, 50% increase to all your fire rate going on, and that just means your bullets are shooting faster, you are shooting faster, the drones, everything's going faster. So keeping that just really good and a great bonus. The skills do not matter at all. I have them on nitro engines, which I guess is good for out of combat stuff. If you can't get your bear back up, I think you can roll really big guns, which would probably technically be better for min-maxing reasons because you would get stuff with Cub. But that's really all I could think of for the skill points, but that's definitely the least of your worries. What you're going to want to look for is SMG damage with the class mod. That will be like the main thing you want to get, and then getting splash radius is nice for hollow points and rat explosions. Probably not the best on this build, but still can be nice and beneficial. And then TDR fire rate is really good as a third option. Not important at all, but it's there. The drones will benefit from the fire rate on spawn, so that's really nice. You could also have a class mod set up for really min-maxing this, as I do with some other Dark Army setups. But for this, I didn't really feel the need to nor want to, where you'd kind of just go TDR fire rate, regular fire rate, and probably just some sort of gun damage would be the best way to go. You could also get some reload speed, which would be really, really nice. Action skill damage will boost fire in the Skag Den, so that's a good choice. Just many options here. And then we have a company man. This is for just having really good stats for manufacturers. So we have damage, fire rate, and crit damage. And then for the passive, shock, cryo, and area effect damage. Area effect damage for the second very passive of giving area effect damage or area effect radius, which is same as splash radius. Just bigger red explosions and hollow points, and just anything that does splash will be bigger. So just really good there, and will boost fire in the Skag Den and short fuse. So getting splash damage on your flame could be nice as well, but I do not take it there. Yeah, I'd probably prioritize fire rate and crit damage. I'm kind of unsure crit damage, because crit damage is weird on Moze with like fire in the Skag Den, and short fuse not being able to crit could still be nice. I didn't really min-max this as much as others just because Moze is so dumb, but this is still pretty min-maxed. Fire rate's important for shooting more. You could get some reload speed on here, could be nice just for the top or bottom passives. Getting reload speed could be really good, but having the other stats is probably better. Elemental damage is good since we already get 100% cryo damage here. Getting another 28% is not going to do much here. You could also get fire damage for fire in the Skag Den. Alright, and for the skill trees here, we have of course fire in the Skag Den. We skip means of destruction because it will add ammo back into our weapons, which we do not want. This means it'll take longer to reload. Then we have Toro Cross Motion for the splash damage and splash radius increase. And then we have Stainless Steel Bear. This will boost fire in the Skag Den damage. And then I just have 3 Pull the Holy Pin, just mainly as dump points, because none of these points matter. Auto Bear is a dump point. And then we go Vampire. Here I just go 5. This is mainly dump point to get to the last short fuse. You could put some points in why can't I carry all these grenades, since we don't have means of destruction, but it's not really needed. And we have 2 to last, so we can throw grenades, which is great for having on grenade throw going on, as well as just activating different stuff, applying stats effects for superior firepower and everything. And then we have short fuse, of course, double dipping explosion for guns. Just insane damage, always a must-have for a gun Moze. Nothing in red tree because I didn't feel like taking anything here. Then I have 5 in Cloud of Lead, but you want to take 1 out and put it in Daka Bear, just so there's less shots being consumed. There is arguments versus Cloud of Light and Match Set. I just didn't feel like mathing out which one was better here. Then we go Stoke the Embers for the increased fire damage to then help fire in the Skagden. Scrappy for the movement speed, or not movement speed, the weapon damage when moving. And then just some other really nice quality of life stuff. That's why we move when we spawn the drones, so it'll get that gun damage. Then we have Scorching RPMs, which will boost fire in the Skagden, but it also gives fire rate and crit damage, which is really nice here. 1 point in Russian offensive, 1 point skill, easy lifesteal, throw a hex, move, sprint a little bit, you're back to full health, and then just keep going. You don't have to always be sprinting. Very easy and much better than the CMT. Then we have Specialist Bear, kind of a dump point, but it means easier or like faster killing for a cub. And then 3 points in Click Click, just for the gun damage being really nice. Up to 60% is pretty good. I could take some points out of here and go some Red Tree and try and do some U-Red stuff instead of Kill Stack, and then go reload speed on here. I think there's definitely a lot of ways this could be done on Moze, honestly. There's not one set way like it is more with other characters. Still not one set way on those, but very like this is the best on the other characters. And then here we go Big Surplus. We're not getting much damage out of it since we're usually getting cut back pretty fast with Flame, but it's still nice to have, and you still want 1 point in it, so you have a fire bonus element going, having the chance to apply the dot. I have 2 points in biofuel. You could turn this really big guns into biofuel, same with the double time, but I like having the movement speed while Cub is up for a little bit, so I go double time. Harmonious Havoc for the gun damage, really nice. We don't go Explosive Fury because it just does not work. Fired Up is really good. I forgot to kind of like mention that it's pretty easy to get stacks, and you're swapping in combat anyway, so you'll have that fire rate going. Nitro Engines, just because of the cooldown, this is something that could be thrown down in here if you really wanted to, but the cooldown's nice in out of combat sections. And the whole reason we keep going down here is for superior firepower, for the cryo damage being a really nice option here. And then it gives some stats effect damage to hopefully get some decent rad explosions out of the Hex grenade. And then for Iron Cub here, I go Efficiency Engine just because it's the best option. Cub's not going to be up long. You'd have to do some really weird stuff to really min-max this with this, and having like Revolter active at the same time to get the most out of it. Definitely not worth it, but like it's a little bit of gun damage you get, so why not, right? And then we go with Molten Roar. This is the best way to kill Cub, with the Salamander and Molten Roar. The other option is going with the grenade launchers, and with I think Lock and Speed Loaded being the best one there. I hope you guys enjoyed the build video. Moze isn't the best with the Dark Army, but using damage formula and Moze being Moze, you can do some great stuff with her. It's also nice not having to have a complicated setup for the Dark Army like the other Vault Hunters. Again, you can find the save file in my Discord, which is linked down below, as well as my other socials. If you haven't, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.